Hey, welcome to my journey to a weigh-in video, and in a little bit, if we get around to it, we'll talk about contentment. So, let's get into the weight part first. I weighed in at, and y'all know I wasn't sure how this is going to roll, 253.8 for a loss of 5.6. So hold on, I need to show you something. All right, here we go. 120. 125. I'm gonna see you soon. There you go. It was button time. That puts me at 123.3. How about that? I am 6.2 pounds away. 6.8. 6.2. I'm thinking 16 ounces a pound, but it's intense. 6.2 pounds away from my 250 pound goal, which the goal is, that's not where I'm stopping. That's where I want to be for surgery. Even though he said if I wasn't, he'd still fight for me. I still want to be there. I want to be less than that. If I am not less than 250 come October 2nd, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. I ain't even gonna call that up because that's ridiculous. So this week, I was telling David last night, check this out. It says Maine, the way life should be. You can see all the little Maine things on there. This is from B, over at B's Journey. She lives in Maine and she sent this to me. Wasn't that sweet? I told her, how do you know I like coffee? Unless you're new here or live under a rock, you know I like coffee and coffee cups. So thank you, B. I appreciate it. But I told David last night, I said, you know, I hadn't weighed this week. And normally I step on the scales there for a long time, every day. And then I got to where I just did it once a week. And then I got back to every day. And now I'm just like, every other day, whatever. But this week, whenever I felt the urge, I just didn't follow through with it. And so by yesterday, I was like, I ain't getting on it today because I'm weighing in tomorrow. I'm just going to be surprised. And so I was pleasantly surprised with my weight loss. I told him, I said, I think I did good. He said, I think you did good. He said, you didn't do anything bad this week. I said, no, except for tonight, because that was when I was working up last night. Sebastian been with me for 2 days, and so when he left 2 puff cakes, which are the little mini cupcakes. When he was little, he couldn't say cupcakes, so he called them puff cakes. And he left 2 of them because I forgot to send them with him. And a can of Pringles, which he never got interested in the first minute. So when he left, when I got him home, I ran by the VV, and I was so tired when I got home. I ate those puff cakes. See, I didn't have a proper lunch. Well, I had a sandwich, but that was earlier in the day. I guess that's a proper lunch. A sandwich. Yeah, I mean, it had protein, so I'll call it a proper lunch. But it was earlier in the day, and so by then I was really hungry. Because y'all know what, between lunch and supper, I get that way. And so then I come home, I had them puff cakes, and I'm like, oh. And Pringles is staring at me. And I got into them. I ain't gonna sit and lie to you. The rest of the week I did good. I didn't eat none of his food, his junk. I mean, I eat my food, you know, got filled up on what I got filled up on. Did my videos. And I didn't film yesterday, not because I ate bad, because I already started not filming before I got around to eating the junk. Because I forgot to take a picture of my breakfast till after I ate it. And then I had eat my sandwich. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't take a picture of your lunch either, so just forget the movie. So I think it wasn't eating that caused me not to film. I think not filming is what caused me to eat. because I was tired and hungry, and I didn't care because I'm like, you're not filming anyway, so why are you worried? Okay, now that scared me. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, a bird just that has to be that one that's digging the dirt out of my plant over there. It just crawled across the end of my porch. Well, birds don't crawl, but you know. Listen, that one might have been fussing with me because I'm sitting on his porch and they're trying to nest in my plant. Every time I go over there and put the dirt back in it, they flirt it back out. So anyway, like a toddler. So I think it was just easier for me to go off the rails for the rest of the evening. Since I wasn't filming, I didn't have to say no, because when I'm filming, I say no because I don't want to film it. So it keeps me on the straight and narrow. And so I think that's kind of a combination of how that happened. So that was yesterday. Now it's probably going to tell on me. That is a dove. Yes, that is a dove. I hope it starts cooling. I can actually see it sitting right there. I'm sorry to be distracted, but y'all know I just hear it. Did you hear it? I love my birds. I really love my birds. Y'all know I fought David for that tree. Mama was out here when we had our 4th of July. We was out front here eating watermelon. And her and my brother, cause I grew up in this, if you're new here, I grew up in this house. From 1971, her and my brother's daddy had the house built. And he wasn't here but a few years. And then it was just me and Mama and my brother. But that tree was planted in 1971, and it's turned into this humongous water oak tree. And Mama was just like, man, that tree sure has gotten big. And my brother's like, yes, it has. I'm like, hadn't it though? But I fought David for that tree when we were grading down the backyard, because the backyard, the house behind us sits up higher than we do, and the yard just flows, a hill straight down to our house. And so there's lots of water damage from the rain rushing in when we bought the house from Mama. And so David said he wasn't having that, so he graded down the whole backyard and made it flat, which is, when you see my videos, the retaining wall, that is ours. And the top of the retaining wall is the top of the yard where it used to, the highest part, and it comes straight down to the house. So when he cut down the backyard, obviously he had to take down all the trees, because you can't grade a yard flat if you don't take out the trees. And there was trees in the backyard. Love trees. I fought him. I said, you're not touching my tree in the front. Now there was other trees. There was some pine trees and I don't know, some other trees up front here, whatever they were. I said, fine, you take them. But if you touch my big tree, it provides so much shade on this house because the sun rises and sets that way to that way, directly across, and it blares on the front of this house. If that tree wasn't there, we would be a hot box, let me tell you. So, yeah, I love my birds. All this traffic's making me think schoolhouse is in session. But I thought we'd talk a minute about, was that all we were talking about, food? Yeah, I think so. If we wasn't through, I'm through. Contentment. I looked in my little wonder book, that book, Something Wonder, And I found this quote, accept what you have and treat it well, by somebody named Brody. There's that dove. Okay, somebody just flew right down there. I am being bombarded by the birds today, which that's cool, as long as nobody try to dive bomb me. Because like I told Holly, I said, they'll build a nest in there, and then I won't be able to come on the porch because Mom and Daddy will try to cloud up rain all over me, and I ain't having it. I'm not going to be run off. Oh, it was a bluebird. It was a bluebird. I bet you money that's who was up in there a while ago fussing and carrying on. There was somebody up in there flapping, and I don't know who it was, but blue jays are mean. He went ran over there. I was looking to see if he was a blue jay because his back was blue as blue could be. I mean, they're beautiful to look at, but they're mean birds. So, yeah, I'm just looking at that dove. I wish I could see him. He's sitting right in a clearing part. Am I in your way, honey? Oh. The contentment part is did I tell you it's by somebody named Brody? I'm not sure who that is. It made me think of my mama, and she was that way. What she had wasn't much, but she never let on that it wasn't much. The only time she ever said anything to me about like wanting more than she had or whatever was like if we'd be riding down the road and let's say somebody put a couch on the curb. She'd say, people puts out better stuff than what I got at home. And that'd be what she'd say about it. I'm like, yeah, I know what you mean. People throw that good stuff out. But she took care of what she had. She was of the mindset, and whether she knew the quote or not, I'm sure she didn't. And if I don't get it mixed up, it's use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. I think that's how it goes. And that's what she did. She would make something last until there was nothing left of it to last. She believed in fixing stuff. Listen, she used to fuss at me because I would throw, if I caught a mouse on a snap trap, I would throw the whole thing away. You're wasting good mouse traps. I'm like, Mama, I'm not touching it. It's going in the trash. Well, you're just wasting your money. You're just wasting it. I'm like, I can afford a 25-cent mouse trap. Which they were probably cheaper back then because that was in the 90s. So, yeah, that was her mindset, was to be content with where you were, do the best with what you had. And so, like, even Mama, we didn't have much. We just didn't have much. We had less when I was younger. And then when she was a single mom raising me and my brother, we had more than when I was a child. But we still didn't have, we had what we needed. We had a roof over our head. Mama had a job. We had clothes to wear. We had food to eat. We just didn't have everything we wanted. We didn't have the best of everything. So while all my friends in high school were wearing name brand shoes and clothes, I was wearing Kmart's shoes and clothes. But you know what? I didn't let it define me. I was still, like, y'all remember, I've told y'all this before. Y'all remember senior superlatives? Did y'all school have those? Where you had like the most likely to, the best is, the et cetera, et cetera. Well, my senior class voted me friendliest girl. So of my senior class, I got that senior superlative. So that, I didn't let that, that's what that I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm just saying, as far as this topic goes, that tells me that I didn't allow my so-called station in life to predict, or not predict, dictate the kind of person I was going to be. Yeah, did I wish I had something my friends had? A lot of times I did. But the rest of the time I was like, this is who I am. So, you know, and apparently it showed to my friends because I was friends with everybody. I had friends in all the groups, all the food groups, you know what I'm saying? All the classes, the little sects of people, sects, SECTS. I'm not talking sex. No, we're not talking that. So now, like, we would go riding around. I will say this, I didn't have a pair of blue jeans until the 6th grade. I got my first pair of blue jeans in the 6th grade. Yeah. But we would go riding around whenever I lived at home. Oh, something wrong with that. Looking at houses. Now, there was nothing wrong with this house. It was built brand new in 1971. My mama and her husband, my brother's dad, at the time, he wasn't here but a few years, you know, and it was just her. We would get in the car and just ride around. She liked to ride around and look at houses. And I think that's where I got my love of riding around looking at houses with the lights on inside, because I like to see how people decorated. Even up through my adulthood, I would look at, listen, if you got your curtains open and your light on and it's dark outside, you expected me to look. So I'm going to look. That's why you will, they say never say never. I can say this with confidence. You will never come by my house at night and see my curtains open unless I had my back kitchen curtain open and I went off and got back after dark and didn't get it shut. That is the only way, because I ain't having nobody looking at me. The back curtain's the only one I ever opened. The rest of my curtains, them windows never see the light of day coming through it. No, they don't. I like to live in a cave. That's what David says. We live in a cave. I'm like, I know. And it's cold as a cave, so he lives in a cold cave. Bless his heart. Cold cave with meat hanging in it. But I did get my sense of contentment growing up. Like Mama, she would say, I didn't have much, but when I made y'all cupcakes, she said it was special to her to make all the cupcakes, icings, different colors. And that gets me choked up, because to her, that was making something special out of something that was nothing. A box of cake mix and some frosting. But she made us cupcakes, and she had food coloring, and she swirled it around, and she made, all the different colors on the cupcakes. And that was her way to make something special for us, because she couldn't give us nothing else. So I guess that's where my sense of contentment came from. As long as I am happy and content with my life, I'm pretty content with my physical or material possessions. Now, that don't mean I don't want more, but obviously I shop. I want more. I love to shop. What can I say? I'm not trying to up my station in life by shopping. I shop at thrift stores, for crying out loud, in the Dollar Tree. Well, where do you think I'm trying to go with that? Listen, by shopping at the thrift store, I'm buying somebody else's station in life. I'm not fixing my own, I'm buying theirs. But I just love to shop. I love to find a bargain. I love the thrill of the hunt. But even like what we live in now, there went that dove. You can tell from my windows. We need new windows. The inside still ain't painted. It's just got the white paint on it from after they did the sheetrock. We need things like baseboards, odds and ends like that. I have, and some of y'all would cringe at this, but David, he's a truck driver. So he gets grease. Now, yes, he does wash his hands and stuff like that, but then he's also a home mechanic, and he has fixed trucks and cars, tractors, lawnmowers, you name it. He's always working on something. So he's always greasy. He comes in. He comes to the kitchen sink, washes his grease off up to his elbows, splatters it everywhere. I finally got used to that. But like on the door that comes in between the big room and the kitchen, the main house, all along where you touch it is like, it's not black, it's like gray, black gray. It's like a charcoal. A charcoal painting, if you will. My bathroom, because when he's coming in, he's either going to the computer to look at something, or he's going to the bathroom. He's going right back out. Or he's going to sit down and give him something to eat or drink, cool off. But my bathroom door and all around my switch plate, mechanic, it looks like it ought to be in a garage. And you know what? It doesn't bother me. I would like to have these. It used to bother me because I think maybe I wasn't as happy being me as I'm now, or the past, how many ever years. And I think maybe that's a lot to do with it. The happier you are with who you are probably would make you happier with your material possessions. But some of you couldn't live like that. You would die if you had mechanic stains all over your door and your wall. It's like they say about little kids' fingerprints on your glass door. They say enjoy them because one day they won't be there. Ain't that the truth? One day they're going to be grown and having kids of their own, and guess what? Those days are gone. And then the grandbaby comes along and the grandbaby leaves the fingerprints. Because it don't matter. A kid existing is a kid that is sticky and crummy and dirty. that is kids. So I guess maybe some things just don't bother me like they used to. I'm more content with my physical surroundings. There's nothing wrong with wanting better and wanting to do better, wanting to be better. There's nothing wrong with wanting more than what you have, but don't let it consume you. You stop and think, unless you're somewhere living in a box on the side of the street, you're probably doing better than the majority of people are doing. That don't mean you have the best house or the best clothes. You might not even have the best food. But if you have those things, you're lucky indeed. So we need to learn to accept what we have, to take care of what we have. A lot of times I have a bad habit of where I used to, and I think it's because we're more financially comfortable now than I've ever been in my whole entire life. I have never, until I married David, ever been financially comfortable. Ever. 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 And so I think it makes me more lax in taking care of what I have. And that's on me. That's my bad. That is something I need to work on, because I think until we prove we can be stewards over what we have, we're not going to be given more. I'm just saying. So I don't think we should use that as a magic lamp. Rub that magic lamp. Okay, I've been stewards over what I got. Now where's my more? That's not, no. That's not how it works. There is no magic lamps in this life. But I think if we can learn to be kind of content with where we're at, kind of, now our health, that's one place I think we can not be content with. I think unless you're like some super athlete, you can always desire to be healthier. There's very few people on this earth that are perfectly healthy. I'm just taking a stab in the dark at that, but I think that's probably a fair statement. So I think we can always strive to be healthier. I don't think it's good to be content with our health. I know my health can be 1,000 times better. So I should always be striving. I should be striving by eating better, by exercising. Oh my gosh. Let me roll them eyes at that exercising. That is pathetic. Tracy, if you're watching this, we need to be our exercise accountability partners like you were talking about. I think we do. Because you're doing good at yours, and I am not. So, I guess all I'm trying to say today is let's try to be content with who we are, unless we're, like some evil person. I would hope none of y'all are evil. That you need to, try to do better in that department, which we probably can all do better. We probably can all do better at being nice and kind. Some of you is a lot nicer than me, so I could probably strive to be a little nicer. I mean, I ain't ugly to people, but I'm nice. I don't know. I'm nice. My hubby's home. Well, I am gonna sign off. Listen, I can hear his. Is that his radio right here? Yeah, he backs up in there. Yeah, he listens to that talk radio. Did you hear it? Can you hear it? I hear your radio, child. I hear your radio.
Yeah.
You gonna say hey to everybody?
Hey, everybody.
I think I will let that go and go in there. I don't know if he wants to talk to me or not, but I might go in there and just make him talk to me. What do you think about that? So our lesson for today is let's be content. Let's be happy with what we got. Let's take care of what we got. Let's don't covet other people's things. Even with our health, I think you really shouldn't see anybody's anything and want it because you don't know what's behind it. You just don't know. And so somebody's health, you might see part of their health, what you think, but you don't know maybe something that they've not divulged. So you don't want somebody else's health, you just want your health to be better. Don't be calling it nothing on yourself. You hear what I'm saying? So, I don't know, we're going to end this abruptly because I don't know where else to go with it. I'm sure there's probably more I wanted to say, but that's all I'm going to say today. 253.8 minus 5.6, 123.3. Woohoo! Okay, well, that's all I know, so. Oh, come back for live tomorrow. As far as I know, we'll be here. Okay, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay.